Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to SWTOR Central. Apologies if I sound very different today guys, I'm actually very ill and I suspect that the reason I am ill is because they made some pretty good changes to the cartel market. It's just not right, you know what I mean? Okay, so in today's SWTOR news video I'm going to be covering two different topics, one much shorter than the other. So we're going to be beginning with Conquest. Now the Conquest revamp that we saw with Game Update 5.8 has received mixed feedback from the community. To be fair, most of what I have seen have been leaning towards not really liking it. This seems to be the lack of rewards for the higher tier yields, crafting not working the same way, etc, etc. Now in response to this, Eric Musker has posted on the forums pretty much a kind of rundown of what they were trying to go for and what they will possibly be changing in the future. Now for the most part, Eric has stated that if any changes need to be made, then they will do so with patch 5.9 or beyond, because currently there isn't really enough data to take the internal feedback from. So as something they used to say about server merges, actually they are going to continue monitoring the data and adjust where needed. They will be adding some tooltips to the new Conquest UI just to make the objectives a little bit more clearer. The new UI is nice and clean, but the objectives themselves on the interface don't appear to be very instructive, or at least don't give enough information. Not necessarily for the objective itself, but for the amount of points it's going to reward, is it repeatable, etc. So there is going to be added tooltips in place, along with an icon color change happening. Now probably the biggest change that they have made for Conquest is going to be the amount that the yield is for guild invasion. Now if I bring up the Conquest tab here on screen for you, and here we go, and I go to the large yield, the medium yield, and the small yield. We can see that the small yield has been reduced to 200,000, and the medium yield has been reduced to 550,000, and Terrace has been reduced to 1.13 million. This is more than a 50% cut in the size of these yields, so it's going to be much easier for people to complete their invasion on these particular planets. Whereas before this change, the large yield would have had a surplus of 2 million points required to invade the planet. Actually, I think it was surplus of 2.5 million. So it was definitely a lot. And in regards to what I was talking about earlier, the Conquest rewards not really being good enough for the larger yield. So if we look here, you can see the provided rewards are going to be a gathering lockbox times 2, along with a 50k credit certificate times 3, 4 superior resource matrix, and 20 scrap of Jawa junk. You can also select one of these flagship plan encryptions. Now when you go down to the medium and the small yield, you can see that the rewards don't really change that much. Now there is actually almost little to no difference between the small yield and the medium yield, except the amount of credits and conquest points that you earn for completing that invasion yield. I think for the most part these changes in yield amounts are much better. However, I still am concerned about the rewards that are being handed out for these yields. I think that the large yield is going to need to have some pretty beefy rewards on there, and the medium really does just need to sit somewhere between the small and the large. But as with just about any game, the most lengthiest objective to complete, obviously being the large yield, should always reward the most. Okay, so that pretty much covers it for Conquest at the moment, but what I would ask you folks to do is that if you have any concerns, feedback, or thoughts about the current state of Conquest, then please leave it in a comment down below. The devs do watch my videos and they do read my comments, and they are very likely to see your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. Okay, now moving on into other news, and this is actually something you guys voted for me to include now in SWTOR news videos, and we're now seeing a good example of that. So as of the latest patch, which is patch 5.8a, which was released today or yesterday depending on when you're watching this video, but that doesn't really matter, some changes have been made to the cartel market, or at least the beginning of some changes. So to summarize this first set of changes, they have added the new Dark Honor Guard weapons, and I mean all of the Dark Honor Guard weapons that we all have been seen and teased by in the collections tab have been added for direct purchase on the cartel market. So you can see on the feature page you can purchase the Dark Honor Guard's Unstable Lightsaber, which is a platinum item, along with the Dark Honor Guard's Electro Blade, which does extend, by the way, it absolutely does extend, maybe not as much as you want it to, but there is an animation there for it, and this one is also a platinum item. And then if you go into the weapons category, you'll be able to find the curved vibro sword, the single hilt version, and the vibro staff version. I actually am currently using the vibro staff version, so you can see that right there and how it looks with a Corona eviscerating crystal. Now, of course, more direct purchase on the Cartel market is always a welcomed thing. I still think pricing is a little bit of an issue, as we can see, just one weapon here for 5,500 Cartel coins, which is going to put a pretty big dent in your wallet. In my personal opinion, I still believe that there is a little bit of a pricing issue. I think the extendable Electroblade version down here is a much more reasonable price, although I would still argue that it's still a little bit too much. I know not everybody understands my thoughts or my opinion exactly on pricing for the Cartel market, but my basic mindset is if you have to pay more for a Cartel market item weapon such as this one, then you would have to pay for a full AAA title game. Then there is something wrong. But that's just me. Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Now, furthermore, with this update, we did see some changes with the latest Cartel market pack. And not just the pack, but the pricing of the pack and the amount of packs you receive. Just a quick shout out before I move into this pack, since I can see it right there. The Sith Cultist armor set, which you also got teased in the collections tab beforehand, is also available for direct purchase, along with the other armor sets that were accompanying them in the collections tab, such as the Force Apprentices armor set and the Corellian Pilots armor set. All good stuff, all reasonably priced. Make sure you go and check them out if you're interested in those particular sets. Okay, now back onto the packs. Now, what we see here on the featured page is a hypercrate of the new pack, which is called the Ultimate Cartel pack. The name is a little bit of a cliche, but hey, I guess we're going to roll with it. So this pack has changed how packs work, like altogether. I'm going to be saying the word packs a lot now. So in these new packs, and assuming the new packs moving forward, we are now going to get 4 slots inside when we open them up. In fact, I'm going to buy one just in this video for you, just so I can sort of give you a live, real-time example of this. Also, just really quickly, we can also see that there has been a super crate version of this added. I know some previous ones didn't have a super crate version, and we get 10 packs in the super crate. I'm fairly certain it was less than this before. I think it was like 6, but I could be wrong. I mean, is there another one up here that I can take a look at? I don't see another one. That's okay though, that's fine. So I'm just going to be buying one singular pack, and I will show you guys how this is going to work in real time, since that's going to be a little bit easier. Okay, so Ultimate Cartel pack, which is also considerably cheaper than the others, I suppose. It's 200 Cartel coins. It's going to cost you like a couple of dollars to buy one of those. However, the things inside these packs are very different from before. Now, you can think of this pack as the Ultimate Chance Cube. Now, as you know, with a Grand Chance Cube, you get 1 slot inside of it, and you can receive anything from the Cartel market, including an entire armor set. And I guess that's where we'll begin. These new packs will be handing out entire armor sets. Okay, so previously it would only be like the upper body, the lower body, or the supplementary, etc. Now it's going to be the entire armor set that will drop if one is to drop for you. Okay, now here's the deal though. These 3 first slots here, or maybe not these particular 3, but I guess you kind of know where I'm going with this. 3 of the 4 slots in this pack are going to drop any item from the Cartel market, any item that has ever existed on the Cartel market. So this right here could be the Dominator's Command Throne, that could be a Cathar's Honor Sword, and that could be the Tulak Horde's armor set. And then the 4th slot is going to be a chance between a companion gift, a decoration, some Jawa scrap, you know, the usual malarkey that you get as junk in a pack. You know, that's basically what the 4th slot is going to be. But the first 3 slots are going to be absolutely anything from the Cartel market. So you could, you know, in essence, if you had like excellent luck, you could get 3 platinum items in a row, but you know, I doubt that will ever happen. Okay, so now let's just open up these first 3 slots just so we can kind of get a look here at what we're looking at. So there was a bronze blaster pistol, a bronze pet, and there's some scavenge scrap there, and a pitiless raider lightsaber. So, you know, you may recognize these from Grand Chance Cubes. These are basically older weapons, and older pet, I would imagine. I'm not sure if I've seen that one before, but I'll probably give it to Telly anyway, since he's a big pet collector. So this is probably not a very good example, since we didn't get anything good really, but then again, what can you expect from packs? I can never recommend to buy from packs, guys, and to be honest, I'm very much looking forward to moving into these next changes because it's pretty much going to discourage packs altogether, and I am all down for that. So in a previous video, I did talk about how I would like to see them completely remove packs from the Cartel market. Now, I already know how non-existent that was going to be. However, they're moving in a direction which is kind of the same. Let me explain. Basically, beginning on April 3rd all the way to April 17th, they're going to be releasing near every single item on the Cartel market for direct purchase. This means a lot of, or most of, your favorite mounts, armor sets, weapons, absolutely anything from the Cartel market is going to be available for direct purchase. Now, they haven't specifically said 100% of the Cartel market, okay? So if there's something you want that's missing, then that's basically just because they didn't put it into the direct sale. And I would imagine what they're going to do is add all of the originals or unique sets and not the reskin counterparts. And if they do, then maybe they'll be cheaper. Who knows? So basically, you're going to go to the Cartel market on April 3rd, and you're going to see a whole lot of items up for direct purchase, including some of your most favorite ones, or maybe some of the ones you never got a chance to get before. So as I was kind of talking about earlier, this is very much encouraging the non-usage of packs. Yes, they will still be available to you if you want to use them. However, when your item that you want is specifically up for direct purchase, I would imagine most people would go for that option. Now, Eric Musker has asked for feedback around this change, being every item, or at least near every item, being added to the Cartel market for direct purchase. He has requested feedback for this kind of change, and if I were you guys, I would give them as much positive feedback as possible. I'm not gonna lie, guys, we've done a lot to do with the Cartel market on this YouTube channel, and I can't help but feel we've had a lot to do with some of the changes that have been happening. So keep that feedback going. Make sure you go to the forum post that Eric left on the official SWTOR website, or comment down below on this video. As I said earlier, the devs do watch my videos, so they will be reading the comments and seeing all of your feedback. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for my SWTOR news today. Thank you for bearing with me as I talk in my very ill yet somehow posh voice. I don't know why I'm doing this. Also, just before we end the video, folks, something very important. I am going to be doing an interview with Eric Musker, the community manager, and Charles Boyd, the creative director. Both are devs on Star Wars: The Old Republic. You likely know of them, or at least Eric Musker. I'm going to be interviewing them on Twitch live on Friday, that is this Friday, the 30th of March at 4 PM Central Standard Time, which is 10 PM British Summer Time. So if you want to come and watch the interview live, make sure you go into the comment that I've pinned down below and set yourself a reminder. If not, don't worry, I will be uploading the entire thing to YouTube, so you can just go ahead and watch it when it's there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.